help us, Christine. We need your help. That's Dr. Christine Lahti. Is that Dr. Christine Lahti? Oh my God. Christine Lahti in space. She's in space now. Starring Christine Lahti as Dr. Christine Lahti and Alyssa Milano as Space Nurse. Christine Lahti, will you report to the nurse's station? In space. She has lots of friends and lots of patients, and her boss is also played by Alyssa Milano. So many special guest stars. Daphne's Unida plays a pencil. Christine Lahti in space.
Christine Lahti in space. Series 1, Episode 14. The Last Temptation of Christine Lahti, Part 2. Dr. Christine Lahti is shocked to find the boss, Alyssa Milano, has been locked in the stationery cupboard for 3 weeks. And wonders who orders she's been following all this time. And wonders whose orders she's been following all this time. Necrogenesis founder Diane Keaton has hypnotized Space Nurse Alyssa Milano and presents an offer to Dr. Christine Lahti that seems too good to be true. Can Martian Pete maintain his pencil facade?
Oh, God.
That's all.
That's the whole thing. Okay. I think we can work this into what has been assumed.
I think so. Well, the power went out, and then obviously in the dark, Christine Lahti heard the banging from the stationery cupboard door.
Yes. That sounds like the boss.
I haven't seen her for 3 weeks. Where is she?
Or have I? Because if old mate who has been telling me, who has been giving me these orders?
Probably the nurse. She doesn't know.
So, okay, my theory is Space Nurse Alyssa Milano, at the end of last episode, was shocked to discover that Diane Keaton could possibly be a cyborg.
Yes. Who could perform hypnotism.
Who now, and that's exactly the first thing. As soon as she's discovered, the eyes glaze. and Space Nurse is like, yes, I will.
Yes, Diane Keaton, you are not a cyborg. I believe you.
The die in Diane Keaton is not D-I as we thought.
No.
But D-Y-E. And she has a special gift to turn people from green to not green.
Oh.
So she touches Space Nurse and suddenly,
degreenify
to everyone's shock, she no longer is green and looks exactly like the boss.
Exactly like the boss.
She has an outfit, she dresses her in it, and she sends her on her mission. Roll credits. That's the first.
Yeah, the cold open.
3 weeks later, they're in the nightclub. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Somehow. That we thought the timeline was happening at the same time.
Oh, but it's been that.
But Christine was a bit ahead. So now she hears the call of the boss, and it's sort of unclear that that's actually it is the boss in the cupboard, in the stationery cupboard, but it was Space Nurse Alyssa Milano. Hypnotized, who shoved her in there, and that's what Martian Pete was trying to tell Christine, because he's been a pencil in there that whole time, and he rolled out from under to go to heaven.
Rolled out from under to go to heaven.
So now Christine Lahti has to... what else happens in the episode? Remind me.
Christine Lahti's shocked to find the boss.
Yeah.
Wonders who orders she's been following. We now know that's...
Yes.
And, yeah, can Martian Pete maintain his pencil facade? That's...
Okay.
Oh, there's an offer to Dr. Christine Lahti that seems too good to be true.
Okay.
Because it's the last temptation of Christine Lahti.
Okay. So I'm thinking Dr. Christine Lahti races back to let the boss out.
Yeah.
But as she opens the door, she hears Diane Keaton. No, maybe she hears Space Nurse coming.
Yeah.
And so she shuts the door and she's like, I can't let you out yet.
Yeah.
Because Space Nurse will kill you.
Yeah.
She's hypnotized.
She thinks she's you.
Yes. So Christine Lahti gets Pencil to... Because, of course, Daphne Zuniga is still with the space president.
Yes.
She gets the Martian Pete pencil to be like the temp pencil and walk around with Space Nurse Alyssa Milano and then report back to the boss by rolling under the thing.
Right.
And, gosh, the offer... I'm trying to think of what the offer could be. Do you have any feelings or thoughts on what Diane Keaton would have to offer?
The last temptation of Christine Lahti.
So what would... Maybe the temptation is... You can walk away from this. I won't kill you. And you can go back to Earth to be with Sunset.
Sunset, the crested gecko.
You know, you just have to let me get away. Maybe Dr. Christine Lahti is like, this is a lot. I didn't sign up for all this space drama.
Yes, so much space drama.
Wanting to maybe, you know, I just want to go back to Disease of the Week and you've been giving me plots. So I think I'm tempted to go home.
Yeah.
And that's what Diane Keaton is like. I can remove this from your memory and you can go home and live a happy life with Sunset, but you have to let me get away with my plan.
Does her plan involve the president and Daphne Zuniga?
I think
the pencil?
Let's say yes. I don't know how. My thinking at the moment
is she the one that's trying to discredit them?
I think
she's hypnotized Heather Locklear as well.
Possibly, and she's planted her.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, maybe Heather Locklear was a plant all along.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So what's happened is Heather Locklear has had, she's been a discount hairdresser for years, and then she's just had a bit of a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be a discount hairdresser anymore.
Yeah.
So she has joined the Church of Necrogenesis.
Yes.
And been hypnotized and sent to Space Hospital.
Yeah.
By Diane Keaton.
To end the democracy and the monarchy.
Yeah. And so that Diane Keaton...
So that it can be the necrogenicity.
Yes, literally, yes. Right. It's making sense because I know that, you know, we want to get back to some diseases of the week.
Yes.
So a lot has to happen. This is part 2, technically part 3.
Yeah.
So we've got to have some answers here for this mid-season kind of moment. So the Diane Keaton's plan is to take over Space Hospital.
Yep.
And basically create an army every time a patient comes in. Because that's a lot of traffic.
Yeah, you can convert all of them. You're hypnotizing people with your cyborg powers.
And slowly turning them against the monarchy and democracy.
Yeah. So their necrogenicity.
Yes. And that's why Heather Locklear was always a little bit weird about Daphne Zuniga.
Yeah.
It wasn't coming from a real place. It was coming from being hypnotized.
Yeah.
And then that's how she set up the space president pencil position.
Yep.
And the plan was to at a further date in the future to do the same process to Daphne Zuniga, who would then hypnotize what's her name? The president, space president Kim Cattrall. Therefore, everything would just crumble.
Yeah.
Basically, you know. You can't have a space president come out and say, I'm dismantling democracy.
No.
And a space Tarzo princess standing right next to her saying, and also, I've been working with her, you know, to
get rid of the monarchy.
That would be like, you know, one billionaire advising the president of one of the world's biggest, most powerful countries.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
And dismantling, you know, the education department and things like that.
And the
It just would not
system.
happen. Yeah.
No.
It was ridiculous. It makes no sense.
So,
yeah.
How do we have to get out of it before next week? So,
no, you can stay in there till next week.
Can we?
Yeah.
But no, that would be a part 4. That's too much.
It's sweeps week.
I'm just worried because I think next week is a bit of a holiday episode.
Yeah.
If you think it will work,
I think it could work.
You're the showrunner.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say at the end of the episode, Lahti has it figured out.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything's tied up. She does rescue the boss, though.
Yes.
Rescues the boss, dehypnotizes everyone who needs it.
Yeah.
But perhaps Diane Keaton is still at large.
Yeah.
Does that work? Yeah.
Yeah. So next week's more like a coda or a denouement instead of
We're satisfied because generally speaking, we've got Space
we've
Nurse
discovered
back.
the plot. It's all
Yes.
There's probably a terrible thing that happens right at the end where we go, oh no, that's what we thought we got clear of everything. This terrible thing happened.
Yeah, Diane got away. And Heather Locklear, we now know that it was not.
It was not
a real. What do you call it?
The actual threat. She was hypnotized like everyone else. Yep.
Perhaps, I mean, we don't know, but perhaps her and Daphne Zuniga will actually get on. It'll be funnier if they don't. if that was already just kind of hate you, like had nothing to do with the hypnosis. I just don't like you much.
Shush, it'll be fine.
And the hierocracy, because we touched on the hierocracy.
The hierocracy, yes,
was Diane's promise. Oh yeah, if you help me, yeah.
No, you'll get a hierocracy. But really, what she was going to do was necrogenesis.
Yeah. Do you know what I think the cliffhanger is that can happen? Can be solved later. Is we think that they're going to get Diane Keaton and all this happens, but then all of a sudden we realize that Diane Keaton knows that Martian Pete is the pencil. And she takes him and escapes.
Oh my God.
So we don't know where Martian Pete is. We don't know where Diane Keaton is. And so that's what's the scary bit, but we may not find out for some time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Whew, that was a lot. That was a big...
That might not be the ending, but we'll see how we go.
Okay, we'll find out. Well, that's just, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
All right. Shall I give you next week's?
Yeah, go on. Give me another one.
So I did tease that it's a holiday special.
Yes.
So episode 15 is called Thanksgiving at Debrat's Grandma's.
Debrat's Grandma.
So it's related to Mariah's book. Debrat's Grandma may or may not be dead and may or may not be in hell. We'll find out.
We'll find out. All right. Bye, Lahti.
Bye, Lahtis.
Help us, Christine. We need your help. That's Dr. Christine. Is that Dr. Christine Lahti? Oh my God. Christine Lahti. In space. She's in space now. Starring Christine Lahti as Dr. Christine Lahti and Alyssa Milano as Space Nurse. Christine Lahti, will you report to the nurse's station? In space. She has lots of friends and lots of patience, and her boss is also played by Alyssa Milano. So many special guest stars. Daphne Zuniga plays a pencil. Christine Lahti in space. Glitter Plus.